Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we're back with a deck list that has been doing the rounds a little bit. So it's a kind of version of Golgari Midrange, but it's running 4 copies of Up The Beanstalk, which is one of the most powerful cards from Wilds of Eldraine. That says when it enters the battlefield or whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, draw a card. So it's just a really good way of drawing a lot of cards efficiently. So this is a kind of Golgari style mid-range deck that's kind of partially based on what you kind of expect to see in mono black as well. So in many ways building up to casting Invoke Despair, so 5 mana. Strangely enough, just enough to trigger Up the Beanstalk for a sorcery that says target opponent sacrifices a creature. If they can't, they lose 2 life and you draw a card, then repeat this process for an enchantment and a planeswalker. And then we're also running other spells which trigger Up the Beanstalk. So we've got a 1 copy of Crux of Fate. So that is a very powerful board wipe that either destroys all dragons or all non-dragons. Obviously, mostly we'll be choosing the second mode. Then we've got a Virtue of Persistence, which is a 7 mana enchantment that lets us reanimate a creature on our upkeep, but also has a 2 mana sorcery adventure with it, and then Casualties of War as well, which is a powerful mass removal spell. Choose 1 or more, destroy target artifact, creature, enchantment, land, and planeswalker. So that's very good. So yeah, essentially the idea is play up the Beanstalk and then just get a little bit of value off each of these powerful cards. And then the rest of the deck is broadly what you'd expect to find from a Golgari mid-range deck. So down the bottom of the curve, we've got 4 Fatal Push and 4 Thoughtseize. Seen these many times before, of course. And then we're running the full 4 copies of Mosswood Dreadknight, so powerful new card. 3/2 with Trample. When it dies, you can cast it as an adventure until the end of your next turn. But it also, and its adventure is 1 and a black for a sorcery that you draw a card and lose 1 life. And then we're also running 2 copies of Go for the Throat and 2 Shieldred's Edicts as additional removal. Then we've got the Meathook Massacre as a kind of mass removal spell. Balaged Recovery, which can not only act as a land, but also return a card from our graveyard. So if we want to get back one of our powerful finisher cards and draw some more cards with Up the Beanstalk, we can. And then at the 4-drop slot, we've got a couple of powerful mid-range threats. So 2 copies of Shieldred the Apocalypse, and then 4 copies of Vraska Golgari Queen, which is a planeswalker which used to see quite a lot of play. I haven't seen it so much recently, but good to see it resurfacing. So 4 loyalty for a 4-mana planeswalker, plus 2, sacrifice another permanent if you do draw 1 life and gain draw 1 life. Blech. Gain 1 life and draw a card. -3, destroy a non-land permanent with mana value 3 or less, and then -9 basically wins the game. And so yeah, that's the kind of main deck. We've got lots of dual lands, as you'd expect, a couple of Field of Ruins and a couple of Mirrex, and then some Hive of the Eye Tyrant as creature lands, and a couple of Besejus as our utility lands as well. So that is the mana base, and that's the main deck. And then in the sideboard, a couple more hand disruption spells with Duress, Ray of Enfeeblement, very good at killing white creatures, so against mono white humans, Greasefang, that kind of thing. Similarly, Noxious Grasp, green or white, very useful. Damping Sphere to shut down Nykthos and Lotus Field. Necromancer, which hits specific cards from our opponent's library. Extinction Event as another mass removal spell. I think I've mentioned before, particularly powerful against mono green because it most of their creatures are odd mana cost and also prevents the various death triggers of Cavalier of Thorn or Old Growth Troll. 2 Eld Gargaroth. So 5 mana 6/6 with Vigilance, Reach, and Trample, and you get a benefit whenever it attacks and blocks. 1 copy of Thought Distortion, anti-control card, and then we've got 2 more Meathook Massacre as well if we need more kind of mass removal spells, particularly against decks which like to go wide, Boros Convoke, that kind of thing. So yeah, that is the deck. Golgari mid-range, but with a Beanstalk or 4. And some extra powerful, expensive cards to help us kind of get that maximum value off the Beanstalk. So it'll be interesting to see how it does in this deck. This deck doesn't have the quite same critical mass of expensive spells that like the Lotus Field Control version does. So we'll see. We'll see how powerful this is. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching. Hit those like and subscribe buttons, as always. And yeah, let's go on to the ladder and see how we go on with this. Yep, this looks like a keep to me. Thoughtsea is the opponent. Ah, okay. Lands lose all abilities. Um, Well, let's take their Olren's Epiphany before they can get it out of their hand. So this is an alternative Lotus field deck, so this essentially turns off. Yep. Yeah, so as I was saying, this turns off Lotus Field's sacrifice ability. Okay, well, let's drop a Shieldred while their shields are down. So yes, a sort of Izzet Lotus Field. So I assume that's another Olren's Epiphany that they've put up there. Yep. Well, they're taking plenty of damage from their lands. From their card draw, rather. Well, let's Edict. Oh, shoot, wrong one. Well, that's embarrassing. Let's pretend that never happened. I mean, the end result is the same, but yeah, so they're going to have to be careful here. Okay, card draw. Okay, let's drop another Shieldred. Really could have done with a land there. Okay, well, we're not. It's not looking great. I'll try and fire off an Invoke Despair. No expectation that it'll actually resolve. No, okay, let's pass. Let's forget this one. So, Duress, Thought Distortion, Damping Sphere. Let's take out Fatal Push. And casualties of war, I think, here. Oh, looks like I'm mulliganing to 5, or am I? Got 2 hand disruption spells. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one and just hope for the best. Let's pop back the Meathook Massacre. I'm not hopeful. Let's take their negate. Okay, that's not bad. It's duress. Take their big score. Let's play Up The Beanstalk. Play the Mirex. Another Thoughtseize. Take their Disdainful Stroke. Well, let's play Vraska. Let's start ticking her up. Okay, let's draw with Dread Knight. Sack our... No, let's just decline this. Really don't care if they want to abrade it. Thank you. I'll have another card. Okay. Do I... So I lose that, but I could invoke to spare them. I'd rather have the card draw, I think, here. I'm just going to play Shieldred. Tick this up again. Decline. And I might just -9 next turn and see if I can kill them. Okay. Well, they're not playing Ulrun's Epiphany this turn. Yep, they're dead. So let's -9. Attack. Okay. One land hand that worked out for us there. So let's pop in Necromentia, actually. I probably should have popped that in originally and take out Crux of Fate. Yeah, Necromentia to take out Lotus Field seems good. Or whatever we want, really. Ulrun's Epiphany. Trouble is with Ulrun's Epiphany is once they foretell it, you then just can't do anything to it. It's really annoying, that part of the mechanic. It just kind of sits there. Well, I'll just Thoughtseize them again. Right, let's take Blood Sun. We go again. Take their other Blood Sun. Draw with Dread Whispers. Okay, this is a glut of land. Not really what I'm about. Let's go again. Okay. These are all cards that exist. So let's duress our opponent. Let's play the Mirex. Go to attacks. Till the end of your next turn. Seems good. Let's play our other Dread Knight. Pass the turn. So yeah, they're looking to play Auron's Epiphany. Yep. And now they're copying it. Well, that's probably enough for them to win the game, but... may as well while they're tapped out. Yep, no, they've got us there. No matter how many times we thought seized away their trick spells, they just drew another one, so can't really be helped. We'll scoop this one up. Move on. Yes, we will also keep this out. Okay, so the opponent's on Rakdos, so let's take their Fable. Da-da-da-da. Pass the turn. Let's pop Vraska into play. Kill their Bankbuster. Well, if you insist, I will tick up Vraska. I will play Thoughtseize. Well, their Shielder is quite easily killed, so let's take their go for the throw. Okie dokie. Edict, non-token. Now let's destroy their Bank Buster again. Not going to play Shieldred because their Fatal Push is currently active. Well, they've got a blood token, so it's always going to be quite active. Not anymore. Good-o. Let's go for the throat. That. Let's edict away their Trespasser. Ooh, Shieldred or Invoke Despair. I know, I quite like Shieldred now, Invoke Despair next turn, if they try and also cast a Shieldred. Casualties of War is also fun. We approve of Casualties of War. So we're going to lose our Shieldred whatever happens. So let's Invoke Despair, I think, here. Okay, well, that's a decent draw. I look forward to playing that. I look forward to not playing it at all. Disappointing, isn't it? Okay, so let's pop Virtue of Persistence into play. Just hope we survive long enough to be able to use it. So they're not going to be able to stop me stealing their Shieldred. Which I shall now do. Could really done with that not being a land, to be honest. But looks like we're stuck with it. Really wanted to draw something good there. So they can take their own Trespasser. Don't know why they wouldn't do that. Oh no, of course they can't. It's only our graveyard. Blech. Confusing it with Trespasser. Well, let's just take the Fable and Bank Buster. Doesn't really matter. Oh, come on. Silly. I'm a very patient man, really. Yeah, I think we just lose here because that trigger resolves first, so... Yep. Yeah, all we did was draw land there, which, there was nothing we could do about that. So, let's pop in Gargaroth. I think that's basically it. Our deck theoretically should be pretty good against them. We just got very unlucky there. So let's take out Meat Hook Massacre. Decent. Probably take our Beanstalk here. Yep. But I might just go and get it back again, to be honest, if they don't do anything. Yeah, well, we're not doing anything else this turn, so let's just fetch our Beanstalk back. Let's play Vraska. I've seen this game somewhere before. Back so soon. Okay, well, let's take a trip up a Beanstalk. Play a swamp. Pass the turn. Blow up their second Bankbuster. Now, yes, they do get a land out of it, but I'm about to hit them with Invoke Despair, so I don't really mind. Rude. Right. Let's play Invoke. Draw. Thoughtseize. Nothing to write home about there. Right, let's draw with Dread Knight. Let's Virtue of Persistence away that. Play. Okay. So we can start stealing things again. It's exciting. Nothing much interesting at the moment, but outrageous. He's back, just not quite in the form you saw him last time. At least this time we'll have Fatal Push around if they do take it off the board. Okay, take this trade. They're being a bit greedy here, to be honest. Now we'll Fatal Push their Shieldred. Okay, I could play Virtue while they don't have much going on, so let's do that. Grand. Okay, so we're on the draw. Don't think we need to change anything. Do I want a Necromancer? Maybe to just take out all of their... What would I even take out? Let's pop an Extinction Event. Take out Crux of Fate. Decent enough. Bit of removal, beanstalks. Beanstalk. Yeah, they can take our Invoke to spare here, but... Okay. The old Thoughtseize bug, once again, showing its mettle. So we're just trading resources at the moment. We're just drawing cards. Okay, let's play another Beanstalk. Hope to draw a land. Cool. Yeah, I'll just keep firing Beanstalks into the ether. We will eventually draw a 5 or 6 mana spell. Eventually. Okay, well, let's edict away their Trespasser, non-token creature. Play Dread Knight. Play a land. Okay, they are desperately hunting for mana here. Haven't yet got it. So let's draw with this one. Let's go for the throat there. Is that an artifact? No. Didn't think it was. Play Dread Knight number 2. Attack. Desperately hope to draw something that isn't a land. Or just not. Sure. My Beanstalk sitting here like, come on. Well, I'm going to keep attacking because I just need to draw cards. Utterly ludicrous set of draws that I've had in this video so far. Okay, thank you. Can't believe I'm thanking my opponent for killing my creatures. Ooh. Ooh, that's on the risky side, isn't it? Right. Create a token. Draw. Right. If you wouldn't mind losing the game, that would be greatly appreciated. Oh, they don't lose the game. I lose the game. Oh no, wait. What happens here? I don't know. This is all very confusing. So I think they lose? Because if they sack that, they lose to the Invoke Despair triggers. But if they sack both. Yeah, because now I just attack. Right? I'm going home. I've had enough. Okay, one more time, I hear you all. Yes, that's not bad. Okay, so we are playing against Greasefang. That's useful to know. So let's take some Dread Whispers. Hmm. Well, they're not being subtle about it, so let's just pass the turn. So they have Parhelion in the graveyard. Okay, well, there's one Greasefang. So let's play Up the Beanstalk. I see. Um, well, what should we do about this? We could. Um, tell you what, let's go for the throat that. Then on our turn, let's animate Hive and eat their Parhelion. Seems decent. Okay, let's take a draw. Let's play Invoke Despair. Play a land. So we could Invoke Despair again. I do quite like holding Casualties of War up. No, let's just Invoke Despair. Okay. This is interesting. Let's Let's play Up The Beanstalk. Oh, now Thoughtseize rocks up. Well, let's discard the other Beanstalk. Don't think we need it. So if we casualties, we can kill Cat, Liliana, Sky Sovereign, Land. That seems pretty decent. They don't lose if we invoke Despair, so let's save that. So let's destroy Artifact, Creature, Land, Planeswalker. So Artifact, Creature, Land, Planeswalker. Draw 2 with the Beanstalk. Let's Fatal Push there. Or we could Presage you their Chariot, I suppose. No, let's just kill their Cat. And pass the turn. Right. Now we can invoke Despair them. So, I quite fancy Ray of Enfeeblement in here, Noxious Grasp, Necromentia. Don't really have any specific graveyard hate, but don't think we need Thoughtseize here. And let's lose at least one Fatal Push. Do we want maybe Gargaroth's okay. Yeah. Lose 2 more Fatal Pushes. Yeah, this seems pretty decent to me. I think we're just relying on Greasefang to deal with removal to deal with Greasefang rather than Graveyard Hate. We do have Hive, but it's a bit inefficient. This is interesting. So I could take the risk and try and just take away all their Greasefangs in one go, but that does rely on them not going off on turn 3. I think it's worth the risk. We're a game up. Okay, now we've got Ray of Enfeeblement, so I feel much safer about doing that. So, well done, me. Let's play another Overgrown Tomb. See what they've got. Cracking Vessel, probably, or maybe a Grizzly Salvage. Nope. Okay, so they've got Greasefang, but no vehicle. Oh. Well, there goes my Necromentia. It's pretty rude. Pretty problematic, to be honest. Right, well, let's Virtue of Persistence away that. Well, we don't really need to, do we? Let's just play Up The Beanstalk instead. Hold on to our Ray of Enfeeblement. Oh dear. Well, as they're going to take it anyway, I'll just kill their Rafine's Informant. Just hope they don't have the right land. Seems unlikely, but we can hope for the best. Maybe I should. Yeah. Well, it was a risky keep, but I think worth it. If they hadn't had the double hand disruption, we might be okay. But they did, so there's no point worrying about it. Thank God. Don't know why that took so long. Well, let's pop let's pop some hand disruption back in then, just because we know that they will have some of their own. As we're going first this time. Let's just take out a few things which aren't quite so good here. Let's pop in Extinction Event, actually. Don't hate it. Or do we just want the full set of hand disruption? No, I think 4 hand disruption spells is enough. I'll stop saying hand disruption now. Hand disruption. So we have kept a OK 7. The opponent's mulliganed once. Just waiting for them to decide their 6. But their time is about to run down, so we'll see if they actually do it. No? Okay. So let's draw with Beanstalk. Not necessarily what I was looking for. Let's draw with Dread Knight. Okay, well, Noxious Grasp is a decent one to hold on to. No vehicles, but a Greasefang. They really must stop doing this. Really quite annoying. So, don't think they're going to be able to go off next turn, so let's play Shieldred the Apocalypse. Start chipping away at their life total. Yeah, they have no vehicles to bring back, so they'll have to... Yeah, and no mana to play Greasefang, so... Another Thoughtseize, you say? Okay, well, let's play Beanstalk. Let's play a Pathway. Play Dread Knight. Just hold up our Besage You for any vehicles they might accidentally bring back. You are going to have to draw a card, I'm afraid. Yep. There's no way around it. So we've got Boseiju. Next turn we can Beanstalk again, depending on what we draw. Maybe get some instant speed removal. There we are. Didn't hurt, did it? They definitely don't. Yep, no, I'm definitely right. They don't have anything to bring back. Okay, we'll gain some life. We'll play another Beanstalk. How do I feel about Thought Seizing them? I think that's basically fine at this point. Yeah, we'll take their Cosmic Rebirth. Now let's attack. So they go to 2 when they draw. Yeah, I think this is safe to do. Huzzah! Greasefang feels like it's fallen out of favour a bit recently. I usually beat it with the decks that I play now. And that one really didn't even have any dedicated graveyard, hey? Dunno. Anyway, we'll take one last look at the deck list. Probably a bit of a longer video just because there are a few grindier matchups there, but decent games. It did okay. Not bad. Some interesting card interactions. Invoke Despair continuing to do good work. Yeah, no, I think all the cards did quite well at various points. Maybe we never cast the Meathook Massacre, but yeah, decent. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.